in today's video, we're going to talk about the upcoming severe weather for parts of Oklahoma and Texas. But before we can get into this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts. And make sure to share this video with any friends or family that might also be interested in watching daily weather forecasts. But anyways, let's get right into this video. So right now we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center for around, this should be for May 8th, and we actually get a slight risk for severe weather around that yellow area. That's a slight risk for severe weather. It's pretty low for severe weather, but still you got a good chance of that severe weather within that yellow area. And you got a more isolated severe thunderstorm risk within the darker green area. That's where we're expecting isolated thunderstorm development, but not anything that should be too bad within that area. You also got your general thunderstorm risk area, which is in the green, light green color. That's where we're expecting general thunderstorm development, but not any severe thunderstorm development is possible within there. You got the tornado risk. There's only a 2% risk of tornadoes. This was more widespread around this area, but now they've shrinked it to around this, around the Texas Panhandle and the very little bit of western Oklahoma area. As we got a 2% risk of tornadoes, very low, mainly just possibly an isolated tornado or two within that area. The wind risk, there's a. Let's go ahead and actually go over to this one here. And the wind risk is actually a significant risk for wind here. Let's scroll down here. There's a significant risk for wind within that black area. That's around up to 70 miles per hour gusts within the hatched area, up to 60 mile per hour gusts within the yellow area, and in the green area you got up to around 40 mile per hour gusts within those storms. And finally, the hail risk, which is pretty high. Let's go back to over here. And the hail risk, let's go back to, there we go. We also got a hatched risk of hail, which is pretty much 2 inches or higher is possible within the black circled area, and up to golf ball sized hail within the yellow area, and up to around quarter size hail within the 5% risk area there. That's where you have a significant risk for hail, especially within a bit of the yellow area in the hatched area right there. You can look at the simulated, well, let's actually go ahead and look at the available energy, and then we're going to look at the actual simulated radar. Alright, so right now we're looking at the actual energy that's available in the air for this severe weather setup, and you can move forward here to around when these storms start to develop. You've got around 3,000 joules per kilogram within that yellow area there. You can barely see it. Around 3,300 joules per kilogram in some areas. That's enough to bring some very large hail, especially the storms that'll be hitting this part of the area there. Some very big hail with some storms there, and then that line of storms will be moving through around that area. So that's why that energy is kind of looks like it has kind of that boundary right there. That cold front is moving in. You're gonna look at the significant tornado threat, and it's very, very low. This is why there's only a 2% risk of tornadoes. Very, very tiny spot of a very low risk of significant tornado threat. So tornado threat is barely a threat with this system. Supercell composite though, and you can look at this, it's very high for the supercells. Mainly this is just gonna carry very large hail and very damaging winds, since this is gonna form in kind of a line here. You're gonna look at the simulated future radar for this severe weather setup here. So now we're looking at the simulated future radar for this. We're looking around May 7th, the afternoon hours of May 7th. Around tomorrow, you got some cells already starting to develop around this Panhandle, Texas area right there. A couple of severe cells moving through. This is this shouldn't be the main threat. You have some cells now developing in about the 11 p.m. time frame. These are very developing really fast, and that's move that goes past the Oklahoma City area, and then now it's heading into the southern part of Oklahoma there, and that'll head into the Dallas, Fort Worth area, right there. You're gonna go over to around. This should be around 2 a.m. and you got very strong storms moving through along that boundary, going straight towards the Dallas Fort Worth area. This should be pretty strong when it hits Dallas, but definitely will be weakened a little bit before it's Dallas. Around the southern Oklahoma area, it should be at its strongest point, as you can see there with those pinks colors, darker red colors, very strong storms, and then that really dissipates once you get into the early morning hours of Friday, and that still moves through. And you see that barely that cold front right there, very strong cold front that's moving through there, and you got some more storms. Shouldn't be as severe, moving through parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, maybe some rain showers from that moving into Alabama. More stronger storms, but shouldn't be as severe as tomorrow's storms. And these are going to hit overnight, so this is why you need to have those warnings out. You can get another loop of this. You're getting into 2 a.m. now, and now you're getting into around 4 or 5 a.m., and then you're getting into 7 a.m., 8 a.m. time frame, 10 a.m., now you're getting into 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then that kind of weakens once it gets into the Louisiana area. It strengthens again around that area. Shouldn't be as severe, like I said, but definitely some strong storms moving through. If you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, stay safe.